Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Psychology 215, Introduction to Developmental Psychology. Let me tell you a little bit about the class and a little bit about what you're expected to do this term. So, developmental psychology or lifespan psychology is all about how human beings change and develop throughout the lifespan. So, we'll be looking at human development kind of in sections throughout the lifespan. So, we'll start off with, of course, the history and the theories and the background of psychology, which every psychology class will start you off with the specific background of their industry or their specific field. And then we'll scoot into the person itself. So we'll start off with stuff like genetics, prenatal development, labor and delivery. Then we'll jump into the new person, the first couple of years. What kind of changes do we see in infants and toddlers? Then we'll get up into early childhood, middle childhood, moving up into adolescence, moving up into emerging adulthood or 18 to 25, middle adulthood from 25 to about 65, late adulthood 65 and older, and then we'll kind of wrap it up talking about death, mourning, grieving, the processes that deal with that as well. So we'll look at the entirety of the lifespan from a variety of different perspectives. Largely, we'll look at biological development, so what is the body doing, what is the physiological self doing. We'll look at cognitive development, so how is the mind, the brain, the thinking, the processing, the reasoning, how is that changing and developing. And then we'll also take a look at the social and emotional development, so how is the person evolving within a social world, what are the social environment, how is that affecting development in a variety of different places. Now I got to warn you, there's several chapters in some of our individual weeks, so there is a lot of reading that goes along with this. So I have given you a reading guide. I do recommend that you read the entire book, watch all of the lectures, go through and do all of the activities and all of the little side tangent things here, because if you do that, you'll come out of the class with the most amount of information that you can, and you'll have a really good understanding of all of the concepts. But recognizing that, of course, students oftentimes have more than one class, we all have lives, and we're in an extraordinary situation right now, I have given you a reading guideline, so if you need to focus your reading down, you can do that as well. So let me show you a little bit around the course and how to work through the course and what you're going to be expected to do on the course. So this is your shell. This is the main page on your Moodle page. So once you log into Moodle, you should be able to find Psychology 215 and then come on in here. You'll notice we've got our individual weeks down here over here on the left. All I just want you to do is start at the top and work your way down through this long page. So if you start up here, this is our Welcome Start Here chapter or folder. This is, of course, this week. So these are the books that you're going to want to get for the term. Here's the video that you're watching right now. Yay for you for finding that already. Here's your syllabus. You're going to want to download that, read that. It's got a calendar of dates and due dates and topics at the end of that there. A little video on how to succeed in remote classes to give you some tips and tricks there. Announcements with a welcome and my office hours in there. So I do have office hours via Zoom on Mondays. You're welcome to come join me there, but that's where you can find the link for that. Netiquette is my expectations for behavior, some study skills, some suggestions, just some optional ideas to help you kind of get a hold on things. And this is that reading guideline that I was talking about. So there's a lot of material here. If you go into this reading guideline, I have prioritized some of the most important things to you. Now, I do recommend you do it all, but here's our most important things if you are time crunched. Here's our class project. We'll be doing a project largely based on our secondary book, this book up here called Being Mortal, right here. And our project will be to design a senior care facility, whether it be a multi-generational home or some sort of group facility or something along those lines. So there's the information for that there. Feel free to download that, look at that, and as you're reading through the books, start thinking about that already. We'll begin thinking about that and working on that, but that is a rather large portion of the class grade, so you want to make sure that you've gotten a good handle on that. Next, you've got your greetings and salutations is our first discussion of the week, and then your first quiz is right down here. The question and answer form is just if you have questions. It's optional, not required. Now, every week we will have discussion and quiz. Those are really the big kind of week to weeks. That will be your ongoing grade. We also have that big class project due at the end of the term, and 2 exams, one at the midterm and one at the final. But week to week, really the big things to keep up on would be your discussions and your quizzes. Now, the college does require that I drop people who do not show up for the first week. And what exactly does showing up mean in our remote environment? Well, showing up means that you have participated in some activity before Friday of that first week. So, assuming that you get your discussion done by Wednesday and then your responses by Tuesday or by Friday, which are the due dates, then you will have completed this requirement. You will have shown up, you will have participated, and I will not drop you. But you do need to make sure that you come in and do either the discussion or the quiz, preferably both, because they're both due before the Friday when I will be checking. That way, on Monday, when my deadline is to come drop people, I will have had a chance the weekend to try and get in touch with people. So please make sure you get everything done by that Friday, because Monday I have to make sure that I drop people. All right, so once you're done with that welcome start here, be aware you also have to jump into this first section right here. This is week 1 continued. This is where we jump into our first chapters. So you've got videos right here of lectures where I explain kind of the major concepts of the text. This will take you to YouTube. So if you'd like or need closed captioning, simply use that CC button in that lower right corner of the video itself. Then I've also given you the PDFs. They're a little bit farther down. So here, I think later on in the page, I've tried to space them out a little bit with you there, so I might reorganize that just to make it a little bit easier on you. There's also other links and videos, so oftentimes in these mini lectures, I will give you links or videos, and then I'll talk about them. So these would be those links and videos. There's handouts that usually accompany these. Again, these are not graded. They are highly, highly recommended so that you understand everything that you're going through. But I do not need you to turn any of these things in. Okay, the only things that you're turning in for grades are your discussions, your quizzes, your exams, and that class project. Okay, so these are all highly recommended but optional activities. Okay, they will help you apply the information. They are the active learning portion of the class. They are the engaging portion of the class. They're the fun portion of the class where you get to work with that information itself. Okay, but again, the only part that I need graded is the discussion forum and the quizzes down here. Okay. Once you're done with that, of course, just kind of keep working your way down through all the information. It should just be top to bottom on this overall page. Once you've worked through all of that stuff, you'll be able to keep up with everything that it is that we're doing. You can jump from week to week over here on the left to whichever week it is that you'd like to jump to, and your overall grades will be right up in here. If you have any questions about anything, please feel free to shoot me an email. I check my email rather frequently. You're welcome to come into my office hours anytime that you would like. I'm accessible even though we are just on remote. We will be working our class largely asynchronously. I'll let you work through all of these activities and all of these things on your own time. I know we all have crazy lives right now, and getting together at one time seems to be very, very difficult for many, many people. So we will work largely asynchronously. However, if you do have questions, if you do have issues, if you do have concerns, if you do have questions or anything that you want more clarification on, shoot me an email. I can meet with you in my office hours. If for whatever reason that doesn't work, then we can try and work on another time to meet up together for whenever the class would have been scheduled anyway. Hope you have a wonderful upcoming term. I'll be talking with you through the various lectures. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to get in touch with me. I am here. I am interacting with everybody. It's just on the background. You just can't see my smiling face as I'm doing it. All right? Have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. And I'm looking forward to a fun term. Thank y'all, and have a good one.